Welcome back to The Watch, and in this one, I want to discuss the controversy that has been plaguing... What's
controversy? Just say it like a normal human being, Shad.
I was putting a lantern on the fact that I was saying it.
You keep
oddly.
saying that now. A lantern. Put a lantern on it.
I thought you were saying a different word altogether, and I just pretended to know what it meant.
We'll put a lantern on that.
Around Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, we have been reviewing Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Star Wars Disney Plus prequel-y kind of show.
Prequel sequel.
Prequel sequel thing. I was not here for episode 3, but I have watched episode 3. Wow. It was incredibly bad. So bad that now we're going to try and do a recap review from episode 1 to 3 on a broader view of what they've done to the Obi-Wan character and stuff, and what a dumpster fire it is. But let's just say the reception after episode 3 has been rather bad.
Well, the thing is, though, Shad, they're all just racist people who don't like it. There
you go. That's been the response. Do you want to explain what Disney said recently in response to this?
They said that if you don't... They said, stop hating on Reva, you racists. You know, stop sending her racist messages and all this stuff. When Reva is like the lowest on the list of complaints for this show.
So, there was some paraphrasing in your description of what
Well,
they
I
said.
don't remember exactly what was said.
Could we bring up... Let's find exactly what they said. It started with this tweet here. It says, "We are proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold." So... First of all, my own impression, I thought this wasn't the Reva show. This was supposed to be the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah, where's Ewan McGregor's, welcome back to this his series?
It's an interesting point. They're certainly singling a particular actor out of this show.
Well, poor Hayden, who, retired after episode 3.
Well, welcome back, Hayden.
Because it's
someone. So already, they are treating someone different for... The only reason that I could really detect is based on the colour of their skin. Yeah,
but here's the thing. They're doing this to deflect from all the other things. Because this isn't the main criticism for the show.
I know. We'll get to the reason why they're trying to push this. But let's go through... I'll just quickly finish off the thing. "If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist." Any way unwelcome. Now, first of all, people might be saying... They're not actually saying that people would make her unwelcome based on her skin tone or anything like that. But a later tweet really does seem to show it. And it's basically... This one was... Star Wars is full of heaps of different, races or something like that.
Aliens, species, yeah.
Don't be racist. There are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be racist. Thank you for telling me that, Disney. If you didn't tell me that, Lucasfilm, I don't know what I could have, whew, if not for you, wow, so many people might have become racists.
Can the people in that galaxy be racist to the 20 million species?
They actually are.
Yeah, I know. Do you think, there's Galaxy Uber hates having Wookiees in their car? At least they're everywhere.
Yeah,
Probably.
Leia literally calls Chewie a walking carpet.
That is true. She called him the C word?
There are some very strong derogatory remarks about race, from one race to another race. They called a Wookiee walking carpet.
They're always using racial derogatives against them. They call them fuzzball, all these other things.
Boy, Chewie comes the most racist.
Yep, and who's underneath the mask?
But this is the thing. It's actually consistent because... People are people. There would be racists in the Star Wars universe. And they're trying to say, there's no racism within the Star Wars universe, when no, there actually is. People have an unfavourable view towards other races by the basis of their race in Star Wars.
In Knights of the Republic, I was playing over the weekend. There's a whole upper city, all humans. Any aliens come in, and they're all racist against them. They all say, the vermin are coming! We're being taken over by these other species! And you think, it's going to be the Sith, the Empire. No, it's the aliens. And so there's a whole thing in Star Wars with racism and different species.
Now, we're not bringing this up in any measure. If everyone tries to say this, stop trying to be disingenuous. Racism is obviously bad. We're not idiots. Like, who needs to be told that? Apart from there are real racists in the world, and we're not pointing out because there's racism in Star Wars that this somehow validates real racism. No, it's all bad. But the thing is, though, if you want a more nuanced, realistic kind of depiction of even a fantasy world, you're going to have people of multiple different moral outlooks. Okay, but people are so hypersensitive about race that they feel like, it honestly feels like this, if they have any depiction of actual racism or something in a show, they're afraid that that might be teaching their viewers that it's bad, like that, to be racist, even though oftentimes it's depicted as a bad thing. I don't know, Han Solo wasn't caught up, or neither was Leia when they were racist against poor Chewie.
Well, that's my point. Remove the beam from your own eye, Disney. Also, can we just... The fact that they're like, okay, so Reva being a bad character is just one of the things, right? Yes. One of the many, many complaints. And they're just like, they hold her as a human shield, and her race is a human shield. Don't be racist, guys. Stop hating this woman. Stop picking this woman to hate, you racists.
You are absolutely right. Like, how horrifyingly racist that is, where they have chosen... Like, they could have chosen any person to say, we welcome this person back, but they chose the racial minority.
As their scapegoat.
As their scapegoat. This is revealing how unbelievably scummy Disney is.
Yeah.
Also, do they know the internet works? If you say the internet... Hey, don't be mean to Oz, okay? He's a gentle soul. Don't say anything bad to him. What are the comments going to say?
What did I say the consequence of that would be?
Like, if you say don't be racist... then people are going to come out and be racist because of that.
Well, not even...
That's how the internet works.
Actually, like, I don't think so. I think most people just get offended that there's an implication that they're implying a lot of the fan base is racist.
Yeah.
And I just get offended over that. After this, right, Ewan McGregor came out to talk about the horribly racist direct messages that Moses Ingram, a lady, got through Instagram. And they've revealed 3. And one, like, was talking about you're only hired as a diversity hire.
Which, I mean, that's true. That's literally true.
We don't know if it is. I don't think a black person in a show instantly means...
Yeah, no doubt.
I didn't think, Lando Calrissian was a diversity hire.
No one did.
But in the modern climate, there's vastly more reason to assume that. And when we see her acting ability... She, like, Reva, the character, is not intimidating. Her lines are delivered like a wet fart. Like, it's just, you're feeling your emotions, Obi-Wan, I will get you. And it's just...
But I think part of the problem with that is the directing and the script as well. I've
Possibly?
seen her in Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
And she plays a very different character to that. And she's really good in it.
Okay, we'll see, because that's the other side, because maybe she is talented and hasn't had a chance to really shine.
Sure she's not nominated for something.
Yeah. And for, like, a character, right, this Reva character, to me, the colour of skin doesn't matter a spit. I don't care if it's black, white, green, Asian, because this is a new character, and if they want all new characters to be of a certain makeup, that's their choice. There does seem that they're giving preference, okay, in the more modern day.
The other villains were cringe too. We made fun of them as well.
We did.
Yes.
We did.
We cannot help it.
And just like an itch on my big head.
What are you doing, Reva?
That's what makes me think it's a little more directing and writing, because all of the villains are not intimidating at all.
Yeah. So look, I do not discount the high possibility that she might have been given preferential attention in the casting process because they wanted more representation. But for me, I can't go 100%. It's most definitely that. Thing is, though, I can see why Oz would believe that because of the climate of the world today. But Disney takes comments like that as racist comments, when that has no comment about disliking someone based on the colour of their skin. It's commenting on the current social climate of giving preferential treatment to people based on the colour of their skin.
Yeah,
it's a criticism of racism.
They chose to be like, okay, we're going to do the specific woke thing, which they've chosen a person because of their race. That's the racism. That's the judgment based on race.
Yes.
I'm just saying, don't judge based on race.
Yeah.
You know?
And these comments, one was calling or accusing her, and look, it wouldn't make her feel good, but they're basically saying, we think you're talentless and you're only hired because you're of the colour of your skin. I don't know. Claudia gave a great example that she might actually be a talented actress. I know her, whatever caused it, the character Reva is just garbage in this show.
And whatever brought this on, why send the actress DMs? Seriously.
Yeah, look.
Why do you need to do that anyway?
Well, here's the thing, right? Who mainly uses these websites? It ain't conservative people. It ain't people who hate the show. They barely touch. They get banned off them if they say.
Well, I know conservative people on Instagram.
Yeah, okay, but the people you know be doing stuff like that. They stay within the rules.
Yeah, well, this is where it comes into something that Disney is trying to capitalize on, because this gets my goat, right? There are trolls, scummy people everywhere in every community. We have them in ours. I have them on Shadiversity, all right? And this minority of just unhinged people that want to say things to upset a target, right? Their mentality is to go for the low-hanging fruit, whatever the low-hanging fruit is. And so if there is something that they can visually identify that they think will upset you, they will latch onto that. And that's the nature of bullies, okay? Yep. When I was in school, I got bullied for having a big nose. They thought that was something to latch onto. And
it's not even that big.
It's a bit prominent on the side. The glasses help mask it. If I wore glasses, this is why kids get teased for having glasses, for being fat, for any number of things, okay?
I'm right here, Shad.
Well, we wear glasses too, Oz, okay? Calm down.
Yeah, but...
Yeah. But it's the nature of bullies. I had a bit more chunk. I've lost some weight recently.
You have. He really has.
I might be starting to put it on again. So,
No.
Yeah. But anyway, people try to criticise me of that. The thing is, it doesn't bother me because I don't have any investige. I don't care about...
Should we test
I
that,
care about
Shad?
being healthy.
Should we test it?
Yeah, go on. Rip into me.
Shad, you have lost a lot of weight recently.
Thank you.
Which implies that you were once really fat.
I was fat.
And I've done the opposite.
I gave it to Oz.
Yeah, just every night I sneak into his room with a straw just into a belly
That's
button.
just gross. Look, you've already done it. We've already been there.
It tastes like a milkshake.
You're doing a new joke.
It tastes like a warm
You're just
milkshake.
trying it, like...
Makes you uncomfortable, that's why I do it.
Because that one is gross. That one's just awful.
Just imagine that, me literally sneaking in.
Yeah. He specifically
It's a
like...
Doctor Who episode.
He specifically likes it when I bend over. Like I knew that time.
Yeah, because I like a bit of entertainment with my meal. Yeah, I can tell. Shad, don't try to out-dirty me, okay? Don't try to out-dirty me because I...
There's a line. And we're edging close to it.
No, we went over it, but the reaction was worth it.
Yeah.
Any reasonable person knows that this is a minority. Okay, they don't represent the larger whole, and it's everywhere. And I think this is pretty, confirmed by the fact that they could only show, 3 DMs out of millions and millions of people who have watched this show. There's they latch on to things that can be interpreted as racist. Like the diversity high thing was a criticism, probably even disingenuous, but it wasn't criticizing her for the color of her skin. It was making an assumption based on it, but the criticisms against this character and the actress has been about the performance of Reva.
And
I've
even
seen
then,
very few.
even then, it's been the least of the criticisms. The most of it has been the inconsistency and all the general other stuff that Disney's done to Star Wars.
But Disney, they can't be genuine and honest about the criticisms and failings that they have. So no, they're going to deflect it.
They do the same thing with Halo. Oh, fans aren't happy that he's taken the helmet off. Oh, guys, stop! He had to take it off. Just forget it. But no, we don't care about. That was the least of things. Again, it's a pretty good tactic to pick the least thing of controversy and highlight it as the thing of controversy.
Well, it's their playbook because it goes into the victim mentality. Okay, a whole lot of this oppressor narrative, everything is based on victimhood, and it comes in every victimhood for racism, victimhood for being a woman, the feminist movement, victimhood for any number of things, right? Because there is a currency in victim culture. There's sympathy, and it exploits people's genuine, sometimes misplaced, but I think a lot of sympathy is people have an honest, sympathetic side to them, and then they want to exploit that to deflect criticism or to achieve other things. Like, something that frustrates me, right, is that they're willing to be sympathetic to only their side. Okay?
Yeah, because the other side is pure evil, that's why.
Well, no, a good example was the Jordan Peterson-Kathy Newman debate, right? There was a discussion where Jordan Peterson was interviewed by this lady reporter named Kathy Newman, and she was unbelievably stupid in it, going out of her way to misrepresent what he said, to misconstrue it, warp it while on screen. So you're saying you're something completely different to what he actually said.
Why should your ability to speak freely impact a trans person's ability not to be offended?
To
not be offended. Because in order to think, you have to risk being offended.
That was such a great interview. Yeah. Jordan Peterson hit it out of the park. And his follow-up was more important. He said, you're willing to risk offending me?
Yeah.
What gives you that right?
And she's like, well... Huh.
Oh, you got me there.
You've got me there. Gotcha.
Because that's the key. They only care about the offence of those that they deem worthy of protection. Okay? And the follow-through is that they then tried to do the same thing, make her a victim, when they said she was getting death threats and accusation and everything. And so people were like, all right, let's look at all these, Twitter replies that's uttered at Kathy Newman, Jordan Peterson received orders of magnitude, where like 100 times more violent threats, people saying they want to kill him and hit him and do all these things, vastly more than her. But, they don't care about the, threats of violence against him.
Yeah, and also...
And he didn't use it to deflect any criticisms or anything like that.
He didn't care. He's already gotten those... but also, like you're saying, the bully thing. If you let a bully know that something they say affects you, what are they going to do?
Exactly.
So you've just let all the trolls know that, yes, we can make a multi-billion-dollar company say what we want them to say just by being reactionary.
And it's not that most of the... I find it so evil that they are trying to display the larger fan base as these horrible racists, when it's the tiny minority, and you're absolutely right, they've given power to the trolls to, and it's just going to encourage them more. But then, this is the thing, they want that though. They want the racist comments. This is where it gets really vile, because it enables them to deflect. Deflect against criticisms, everything like that. And not only that, it enables them to manipulate people. And that's exactly what they did here, okay? Obi-Wan, the TV show, is, episode 3 was unbelievable crap. I was willing to give it a go on episode 1. You saw our reviews. Nathan liked it. No. Episode 3...
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Episode 3 was incredible dog crap. The reviews reflected it. And so Disney comes out and says... No. People are attacking... they're hating it because of a person of colour. The world is horribly racist, okay? That triggered all the massive Star Wars fans, the people who, are also on the same kind of woke mentality, to then do positive review bombing. And Disney, I really feel they did it on purpose, because they did it to trigger a positive review bombing, and the Metacritic score was at a 4 or something like that, and they got it up to an 8 after they released this stuff.
And also after fan pages on Facebook for Star Wars started telling people to. And it's funny because the left always says that, yes, and it's the reason we have certain rules being done on YouTube, that the right and the conservatives, they're all doing the hate campaigns to review bomb stuff. But no... It's these guys. Well,
they also tried to say how vile review bombing is, because they claim that that's what happened to Last Jedi.
Now review bomb positively.
But the review don't. But it's done in the opposite. And these reviews, people have tracked it in the next hour after they did this, right? They are vapid, hollow, one-line reviews. Great show, 10 out of 10, would watch again. They're utter dog crap. And most of them are 10 out of 10. This is the other reason why we know it's review bombing. Organic reviews would actually have a mix. And even if they're mostly positive, there's going to still be at least some of a proportional mix of negative. In these ones, we're talking about 90% 10 out of 10s. That's bullcrap.
So you're telling me...
Doesn't happen organically.
You're telling me that if 100,000 positive votes come in one after the other, all being in the same direction, that's a bit sus?
It is very sus. I would say it's very sus.
But also, right, it leans into that, it goes hand in hand with the positive discrimination mentality, right? You've heard of positive discrimination?
Yeah.
So it's when you discriminate someone based on racism, but you do it in a way that is
gives them preferential treatment.
Give them preferential treatment, you know?
Yeah.
That's still racism. And this just goes to show that they don't have, it's like review bombing bad. Oh, well, you do it for positively. And it just goes to show the left has literally no principle or guiding.
Yeah, it's all about winning.
It's all about winning.
Winning and power is what they want.
Yeah.
And Disney is fully on display with this. That's all they're after. And they're gonna double down because it worked for them now. They think, now Obi-Wan is getting a good review. Most people who watch this will know that it's utter crap, but they want to trick people into watching it to get their money and things like that.
And they're using a young actress to do it.
Isn't it disgusting? Like, and what this is probably one of this next point is frames it as to why I think how truly evil this is. Okay, Disney, they think they're winning because we got now positive reviews on Obi-Wan, more people are going to watch and everything like that. But you know what the other net result of this is? So anyone who's even watching this on the periphery is that they're going to think the world is more racist when it's not. We have 3, there may be a couple more DMs out of millions that they tried to interpret as racist. One wasn't even truly fully racist, but it was still mean. But that's what they've done. They've tried to grab 3 out to represent a whole, and then they are trying to frame a huge fan base full of all these racists.
And do you think this is going to make it worse for Moses Ingram or make it harder for her?
More difficult.
It depends in what communities you work with.
Do you think more people are going to come out and start leaving it?
It will trigger more
aggressive
it'll trigger the
DMs.
trolls to try and do disingenuous things just to get a rise and a response. But the larger problem is if the world is starting to believe it's far, far more racist than what it really is.
Yeah. Isn't it odd that we've had, 10 years of, hardcore progressive stuff, and yet we're more racist than we were 50 years ago?
When you look at the laws, the actual, systemic laws, the world is in the most unracist state in terms of its treatment under the law than it has ever been. Well, now it's starting to go the other way.
That's my point, yeah.
It's starting to go the other way, where there are segments who literally want to remove racial discrimination in the law, the racial discrimination protection, so they can be prejudiced against white people in their hiring practices so they can give preference to minorities, which is literally against the law. And so it's going so far in the opposite direction. But even further than that, people and large groups of people are starting to think the world is vastly more horrible, where there's all these white supremacists everywhere and everything like that.
Where are they?
To the point where we have horrible things. There was a BLM activist who went out to just shoot up and kill white police officers because of how evil and violent they are.
But there was a lot more stuff like that happening over the Summer of Love that none of you guys ever heard about. But just literally children, multiple children, just being murdered because they were there and they were white.
And Disney isn't full-on complicit in making the perception of the world like this, which is vile and evil to the extreme. But the media does it as well. If there's a shooting, they will report on a shooting if it has the right victim versus perpetrator, and if it has the wrong type of perpetrator and the wrong type of victim, they won't even mention it, to try and skew the perception of, well, one, they think it's for money. They want to get clicks and clicks and clicks and stuff, but that ends up skewing the perception of the world, and it then makes it vastly more worse, and it's pushing the world into the most dangerous state of conflict that we've seen in a long time. Like, this is the whole concern about possible civil war and everything like that, and it's crap like this that Disney is doing that is pushing the world in that direction. It is vile and disgusting.
At the expense of one of their actresses.
Yeah.
Yep. Stop being racist to this person, guys. Stop being racist to you racists. Every time you attack this person, we hate you and we direct our fans at you. So stop hating this person. Again, it's just going to go... They're giving people a target, a scapegoat. Bloody hell. And they know they're doing it. Just the idiots on their team don't see that they're doing it.
Well, to them, right, they are trying to, like I said, paint a perception of this horrible world, but to them, that just confirms the world as... Because they already see the world that way. They actually believe their fan base is full of racists. Now, I've been immersed in nerd fandom my entire life. Do you know how many racists I've ever, truly, genuinely met?
I'm sitting right here, Shad. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Genuinely, none. None. And I interact with large groups of fandoms and everything like that. I have a channel with over 1 million subscribers as well. And even, like, you know...
However...
sorry, the reason why I was doing that, there was this push in the HEMA community to, like, be against racism and bigotry and all that stuff, when...
Where's the... Where would there be racism in HEMA?
But see, the thing is, that's when... This is the issue. The activists can't find enough true racists. And so what they want to do, they then create them so they can have their pedestal of virtue. And they will call things out and claim to be racist when it's not. That's why, you know, what some of the cliche ones that they call to be racist, like, if you can't criticize a black actress, no, that's racist. It's like, no, I'm criticizing because the performance was bad. And it's like, no, and because they need that conflict in the world so that they can then be seen as virtuous and
so it justifies their one worldview, but also any potential position they want to get themselves into.
Well, to play devil's advocate, we probably don't notice it as much as someone who is the victim of something like that.
You know, I get what you're saying.
Or prepared to be the victim of something like
that.
That.
Like, I have known, like, for instance, women who have been victims of abuse. And I've seen, as a result, they tend to view the larger world as far more abusive in that realm than when you actually look at the statistics, how prevalent it really is. So I do get that. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yes. Well, you know, for example, if you're in the wider nerd community, you're not going to have anyone coming at you for your colour, whereas so you don't notice it.
But I've had people come at me
but
for my
devil's advocate.
Yeah, but no, I've had people come at me for my weight. Again, it's the low-hanging fruit. It's what is if they want to upset you, they'll pick the target they think will upset you.
Yeah.
And if I did have a different colour skin, they probably would have picked that. But I don't. So in terms of what the perspective they're coming from, I've been accused for being white and attacked for being white by people of a different colour. So I actually have been attacked for the colour of my skin.
And your sexuality.
And my sexuality, okay? That people have tried to literally dismiss my opinions, not by virtue of the logical argument I have, but by virtue that it came from a cis, straight, white male. And
sabotage your career and connections with people.
Yeah, they literally they tried to ruin collaborations I've had with important people. I mean, look, actually, I can say this because this one was pretty public, okay? It happened on Reddit, is when Brandon Sanderson hired me to be his weapons and armor consultant on Stormlight Archives 4. Brandon is a great person, and he didn't, you know... Great writer as well. And, of course, so he didn't let them sway him. But there was, like, this whole big Reddit thread about, well, actually, I hadn't even had my, discussion with Sargon about traditional masculinity at that point. That would have really set them off. Not because of my opinions, but because I'm dare to be friends with someone they mischaracterize horribly.
You had the Lauren Southern thing, too.
But it was because I defended Lauren Southern and Carl for being banned off of Patreon. And I did a video speaking out against what Patreon was doing. And I called Lauren a legitimate journalist, and what I meant by that was that she had done legitimate acts of journalism in some of her documentaries. Like, she's one of the only few people who actually went to Africa to interview the farmers that were being really oppressed and stuff, and her conclusion wasn't what people think. They all think that she's this crazy person that's pushing the Great Replacement Theory and everything like that. If you actually watch a documentary, you might find that her opinions are much more nuanced. Anyway, it was based on just that. A side comment where I said she's a legitimate journalist, but that was enough because they have vilified both her and Carl to the point where, yeah, they've tried to cancel me, but again, Brandon's a great guy, didn't do it. So I've copped this as well, right? And they aim for whatever they think they can either attack you with or get it, and then if they think they can't attack me based on skin color, I've been attacked for my weight, for my appearance and stuff. It's the low-hanging fruit kind of thing.
And also, I know this isn't what you were saying, but to blame either one section of society or the rest of sections of society for the actions of one individual, if you're a victim, you know, unless there's like a systemic sort of problem that is measurable, that's wrong. Blame the person who committed the crime. Not the group that they claim to be a part of. Yeah, unless there seems to be some actual systemic thing in the group that encourages the behaviour. Yeah. So what's interesting, right? If I wanted to play the victim, I have enough
really mean messages. I got an email the other day, full on attacking me, it was a racist one as well, attacking me for being white and everything, accusing me. This is funny. They accused me of being racist and then attacked me with racist remarks in my reaction to the Bollywood, the Indian epic war movie. Yeah, they got really offended by just some casual jokes that we were having. There, and then went on this crazy thing. So anyway, like, I have lots of things that I could use as evidence or try and claim, look, woe is me, victim, everything like that. But I try to be a reasonable individual, and I know proportionality. And out of all the thousands of interactions, almost up to the millions now probably, of interactions I had through being a prominent online individual, the really mean, derogatory, bigoted, whatever remarks are such a tiny minority. Okay? But people who want to get that victim narrative, the support and everything, I'm under attack, will you please subscribe to my Patreon or whatever like that, it's really mean and all that stuff. I have more messages than Ingram seems to have received and stuff. And so that's the thing about the reality. It's actually a very small minority. Of course these jerks exist, but what...
These what exist?
Jerks.
Oh, I thought you said jokes. No. What's wrong with jokes?
No, jerks. But this is the thing, right? Usually, if you make something that people appreciate, you have plenty of support to be able to, let you just ignore the bad comments. Obi-Wan has been such garbage that the reaction has been rightly negative for how bad it is. And they still have their shields. They could have been perfectly fine with the people that would just consume and eat crap, what Disney craps out at them. But that's not enough, because they can't admit that what they have is pretty darn lousy. And so, no, the people who are criticising, they just hate that there's a black woman in it.
Just deflection.
What's baffling to me is, like, there are black characters in Star Wars films that no one is, like... Lando Calrissian, Finn.
We were even pissed that they destroyed Finn's character. We wanted him to be the bloody hero.
Finn had the most potential to be a really great protagonist in the sequels, and they ruined him.
Yeah, Mace Windu was a badass.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Where was the racism then?
You know what's funny? Like, picture, like, Disney Palpatine. He is the racist Anakin! Ah!
I mean... It's so frustrating because I've never seen a single criticism for, like, Mace Windu, Lando Calrissian, was it maybe the most extreme racist is like, it's got a black man, or something like that. But seriously, no. The deflection is just astoundingly disingenuous and crappy. And as a result, Disney is complicit in pushing society into some really awful conflict, and it's a compounding effect, because when you combine so many companies do this, okay, it's like
almost all of them,
and to them it just confirms their own world mentality. They want the world to be racist so they can then, like I said, claim the victim, everything, deflect criticism, all that stuff. But they actually think the world is that terrible, which is why they have to put the messages, don't be racist.
Yeah, and even then they're complete hypocrites, because, like, look at the whole... It's right here too. The whole China poster for Star Wars. They removed Finn because in China, we'll just leave
Disney has done unbelievably racist things.
Yeah. And you got the same thing with, like, the whole Pride movement. Like, you show the woke companies and their Twitter things, they change all their stuff to rainbow flags and everything. But in other countries, like, the Middle East and stuff like that, nope, it's all just bloody...
Yeah, exactly. Is Disney changing all the pride flag, like all these companies? Yeah, where is that representation in China and the Middle East?
They're just hypocrites, and they do this for money.
and they have no souls. They have no principles. It's all about money, and they don't actually care about black people. They don't care about the LGBT movement. They care about making money, okay, and doing it any means necessary, really. And they're using them, just like what Claudia's brought up. They're using a minority as a human shield. It's disgusting. Utterly disgusting. Look, it's a little bit tangential, but when we're talking about the fact that they will create bigotry and racism when there is none there to begin with, just so that they can have this, like, for instance, again, we saw it with these DMs. There were very few DMs, and they're latched onto those out of the millions or whatever things. But again, we saw it with the G4 controversy. That one astounded me particularly so. We have a whole video going on it, but I just want to bring it up, where it was amazing. That Frosk lady, Frosk, whatever. It is Frosk.
It's Forsk, I'm pretty sure.
It's Frosk, I
Frosk
thought.
with an R.
Oh, okay, whatever.
But she literally said in her whole rant that the other guys who are reading the same scripts get the same criticism as she does, but the criticism she receives is because of racism and not the criticism they get. Sexism, sorry.
Yeah, one of the isms.
Yeah, one of the isms.
They're all so important and different.
Like, I couldn't believe it. It's like she literally admitted that the other guys, except for one of the leading hosts that came back, he got less criticism.
Sassler.
Yeah, because he was more of a fan favorite and people gave him more, I guess, goodwill. But the other guys who were reading from the same script, she acknowledges they get the same thing as well. And then she says, but two things can be true at the same time. And,
not when they conflict with each other.
And she said, it was unbelievable. Like, even there'll be problems to try and prove a sexism problem because her background was she was disliked and she had some really bad takes. And so I could see more scrutiny on her than other people. And even if there was more criticism given to her versus the guys, even when they're reading from the same script, that's when she could try and claim, oh, this is sexism because we're reading from the same scripts, but I'm getting more criticism. But she actually acknowledges the guys get the same level of criticism. I was like, so she's gone out of her way to create sexism where she admits there wasn't any, there was actual equal treatment and response, but she needed...
Yeah, because if there was no sexism in it that she could, find or
it might actually
invent,
mean she's bad at her job.
No, not just, but also, it wouldn't be about her.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't all be about her. She wouldn't be able to make herself the centre of attention, whether positively or negatively.
Oh yeah, she is a drama whore,
yeah,
lady.
Because as soon as you make yourself the centre of attention, either positively or negatively, for a political reason, well then you've got the opposite side to that on your team.
Yeah, and I said drama whore, okay? I didn't just call her a
but Shad, since you even used the word,
the
that's
W
enough.
word.
Yeah.
I call men whores as well when they're doing
Shad,
things.
please, we use the word drama slut.
But no, she goes out of her way to again claiming racism and all that bullcrap.
Sexism, Shad. It's hard to keep track of.
I know it's all blurs into one. It's such a mess. So, wow. I have despised Disney for a while for what they've been doing. Like what they did with the filming in the Uyghur, camp in China where all that...
Thanking them for it. Yeah.
And thanking them for it. And so many horrible stuff. And this just compounds it. What a vile company. Which is sad. Disney used to make some great, wholesome, family-friendly stuff.
Mm.
Then they lost their soul. They need Walt Disney. Imagine Walt Disney coming back. Holy crap. He's already turning in his grave. But,
well, he's not in a grave. He's literally frozen.
Oh,
really?
ice chamber.
He's right next to Michael Jackson, Emperor
They need to
Palpatine.
de-thaw and bring him back because he was very anti-communist, wasn't he? And then he sees his company is just like full on.
Yeah, he walks into the bloody what was it called again?
What do you mean you're supporting the Communist Party of China?
Walks into the boardroom, activates his lightsaber. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I had a bit to get off my chest in regards to all that.
Mm.
Anything else you guys want to add?
Star Wars sucks now, and this new lady, she's the least of the problems with Star Wars. It's the bloody creator.
Yeah, you've mentioned it multiple times. I think it's good to actually maybe discuss it a bit more because she's the main antagonist though, and she's the character is just. Like I said, it's a wet fart. Like, there's nothing intimidating. And if you want a really good show, you usually need a great antagonist. Yeah, they bring in Darth Vader again, but how disappointing was that?
Yeah, he's black and no. Oh well, technically, his voice is black. His armor's black.
Well, before the reveal, who Darth Vader was, because a black man voiced him, most people actually assumed Darth Vader in Episode 1 was black, and no one had an issue with it.
It'd be funny. He's like, Luke, I'm your father. So I'm not going to stay this color forever?
But, okay, so, least of the problems. So, the thing is, what?
Luke thinks that he's allowed to use the N-word now. And then it's just like, oh, sorry, that's awful.
This character, what's her name?
Reva.
I think that's actually a big problem in the series. Like, if you don't have a good antagonist... But
she's a symptom of the problem.
Yeah, but it's not there are massive problems.
The
with
problem
this
is
show.
bad writer who aren't invested, company that just wants to change, doesn't care about any sort of singular vision or the legacy that came before. She's just a symptom of the issue of bad writers.
Yeah.
But the underlying problems are corporation doesn't care, just wants to make money. Changes that are made, there's no singular vision, there's nothing that unifies everything together, there's no legacy stuff that they care about.
They're willing to crap and contradict canon and legacy to push their narrative.
Yeah, so again, she's just one small, tiny symptom of a problem.
Look what they did to Luke, because they couldn't have Luke be a noble hero, and they needed to give more prominence to the leading female character.
And they've done exactly the same thing with Obi-Wan in this series. Again, see, it's just a symptom of the problem.
They tried so hard to make Leia this wonderful character who's great at everything, and unfortunately the character is very, very silly.
Again, you see that
very dumb thing.
You see the same problems because they're just symptoms of the bigger problem.
So, by the way, right, if Obi-Wan was good, my disgust of Disney would not impact my ability to say what's good and bad. I think even episode 1, look at the charity and where we acknowledge things that we liked in it, okay? So we don't go out of our way to hate on stuff Disney makes because it's made by Disney. If it was good, we'll give it credit.
This guy
liked the first one. I was very hopeful coming from a Halo, but now that's changed.
This is why you guys should just have assumptions and have your biases confirmed. If you have a bias that things are going to get worse, you're going to be a happy
legacy
person.
Stuff, and it's great.
Because I'm just keep being right about stuff. It's like I can't help it anymore.
But there is good media out there, even if it was made a while ago, which is why we're going to try and review some good stuff to account of.
And good media that has come out recently. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Hey, yeah. I'm hearing so many good things about Top Gun.
Me too.
I need to see it now. I was like, look, I've seen the first Top Gun. Yeah, it was an enjoyable film. Wasn't, had a strong nostalgic aspect to me. But all the positive reviews, you make something good, well, guess what? I'm going to go out of my way to watch it now.
Tom Cruise can't help but make good movies.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's good in movies. He's one of the last true action heroes, isn't he?
He's literally
action stars.
He's literally insane and really short.
Yeah, this is not commenting about his personal,
But damn it, can he run?
Oh man,
he runs better than Forrest Gump. That fella.
Gosh, he's the greatest runner ever.
Just the angle in which he goes.
He's so enjoyable. Jack Reacher. First movie, it was almost impossible to not enjoy. He was so just charismatic.
Yeah.
The second Jack Reacher film was far worse. But by the way, I watched the Reacher TV series on Amazon.
He's more book. That's book Reacher.
That was
Tom Cruise wasn't
really good.
Book Reacher.
There's content warning. There's a bit of nudity and violence and stuff in it. But the actual show, in terms of just the quality, and they're willing to make a masculine, great main character. They didn't shy away. There is good stuff out there, and you know what's crazy? Reacher. It's on Amazon.
Well, you're probably just blind to the woke stuff. I'd spot it instantly.
Look, there is some woke stuff in it. I'm not saying, but it's not corrupted by it. There's actually
no. If it touches it, it's corrupted by it.
No. The main leading hero is They don't subvert him in this show. They let him be the hero, which is great.
Then just start the clock.
Have you seen Reacher?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts of it?
It was freaking awesome.
We might need to do a review on Reacher then.
If the show's great and doesn't have any woke crap, but it has a little bit, start the clock. That's all you got to do.
One of my favourite lines is when the detective comes in there at the chicken house restaurant, and he hands him I ordered you this chicken thing, I ordered this chicken thing, and here's your lentils. I was embarrassed ordering that. I was like,
Did you see Mission Impossible Fallout, the newest one?
Wait, is that the one with
Henry
Superman
Cavill?
in it? I haven't seen that one, no.
That's great. Probably one of the best. It's in the top 10 action movies I've ever seen.
There is still good media.
Yeah.
We can find it.
It was clever. That's why it's good.
But when it's crap, we will point it out, and if most of it is crap, unfortunately. A lot of the Disney Marvel stuff, but that's the popular stuff, so we want
99%.
We want to
I've
give it a
liked
shot.
some of it.
Well, you're a lady. It's all geared towards you anyway, so... Literally is. No, it literally is. Women are more progressive on average. Most of society nowadays is geared toward women.
Yeah,
almost all of advertisement
I
is
believe
geared toward
Claudia
women.
is vastly more intelligent to not be fooled by
saying she's dumb.
I'm not saying you are.
Everyone can be fooled by their biases because they're pandered to. Everyone
I mean,
can.
if there's a movie with lots of cool swords.
Exactly. There you go.
You know, Musketeers with Orlando Bloom. It's a horrible movie that I just friggin' love. I recommend.
Is that the one with Logan Lerman?
Yes.
Who's he?
He's the one that
Percy
married...
Jackson.
he married Alexandra Daddario somehow.
I know none of this.
How did he do it? Teach me your secrets.
I don't know any of the.
Imagine a guy that looks a little bit more masculine than Michael Cera.
I don't know who Michael Cera
Are you
is.
talking about Logan
This is
Lerman?
Michael Cera.
Leave him alone.
Are you talking about Logan Lerman?
Yes.
Though? He's pretty.
He's a pretty boy. He still looks like a teenager, and he somehow married one of the most womanly women to ever be womaned.
Okay, but I think we're
I think we touched a nerve for.
Oh, there's a nerve being touched.
Ever be womaned?
Yes.
Damn it.
yeah. I think we. That's all the things I want to say.
Yeah. That's why you should always listen to Shad do the outro.
Stay watchful.